Afternoon, my name is Tim Coulson. I'm one of the members that are organising the Buccleuch Hunt Cross Country Challenge. And I'm here this afternoon with Ryan Mania, who's famous for being Master and Huntsman of the Buccleuch Foxhounds. And of course, I think was there a Grand National win in there or something like that?
A few years ago now, yeah, but yeah, probably, maybe more famous for being a huntsman. That's really quite a sad thought, but yeah, it was. I've had a very good career as a jockey as well, so it's been alright.
Well, thank you very much for coming along today. The purpose of this video is we're just going to go up and look at the fences that the people are going to see. There's 20 so far. There's one or two that might need a little bit of titivating between now and the actual race day. But I was wondering if you could give us your insights to each fence, how you might ride it, what your thoughts were and how you might approach the race as we progress through it.
Well, I'm most definitely going to try, but as I can see a few in the distance, it look rather scary, so we'll go and have a look and see what we can make of them.
Nothing scary for you, I'm sure. Perfect. Should we crack on?
We'll have a go.
Come on then. So we're here at the first fence, raised log. The field will have started from back there, just past the pickup line, and we're going to come round the corner. It's well presented, you can see it coming from a long way out. Initial thoughts?
So first fence is very important in a race, so it's going to set you up for the rest of the race. So you really want a good jump, you want your horse to see it, you want it to be nicely presented, and it is a lovely big tree, but as you come winging around that corner, it's certainly going to separate the brave ones from the not so brave, shall we say. It's going to take a fair bit of jumping, especially down the middle. It's a fair height in the middle, and I'd certainly be taking it down the inside if possible. But when you've got as many runners, you can't always go where you want to. So inside or outside, certainly stay away from the middle. But I mean, what a lovely first fence, and it's certainly going to be very, very exciting to watch.
Good. So you can see the second fence on up, lining up quite nicely. You've got a nice long gallop between here and the second obstacle. Happy with that approach?
Yeah, well, what's going to happen here is that they will all come charging down to this. So by the time they've all got over this, they'll be spread out for the second fence. And you want such a nice long run as well. It settles everything down into a nice rhythm and a nice race, and that's certainly a good distance for your second fence.
Perfect. Right, we'll go up and have a look at that then. So Ryan, we're here at the second fence. As you see, there's a bit of a ditch on the landing side, but a nice run up to it. What do you think?
It is a lovely run up. It's a lovely inviting fence from this side. Yeah. But I'm loving what I'm seeing here. Like, this is it's lovely, but it's challenging. What a challenging first fence, but nice. And it's depending on where you jump it. And this is nice and wide, bit of hedge, but land too steeply on that side. There's a nice ditch there. You're going to become a cropper. Yeah. So you really need to meet it on a nice stride. It's going to be very important. The long run up will help. You get a nice run up to it, but you really want to land running. But it's almost like the canal turn, because you're having to jump it and then swing left-handed to stay on the side of the field. But I mean, again, yeah, great fence, and as I say, very inviting, but just don't land too steep.
Of course. And if you were eventing, of course, you have the luxury of picking your spot to jump. Now, in race conditions, you don't have that luxury.
With eventing, I mean, not that I can speak from experience because I haven't ventured into that life. Yeah, but when you know that you're by yourself, you know you're striding, and you can ride it accordingly. When you're in a race, you don't have that luxury. You've got people in front of you, people behind you, people beside you. You've got to just kind of take it as it comes. And the best thing you can do is just try and give your horse a chance to see the fence. There's that many people around about you, and other than that, you've got to ride it how it comes.
Yeah, it's not on your terms, is it?
No, not on.
Well, so Ryan, we've come up from the second fence. There's actually what you can't see on the cameras. There's quite a long pull up to this fence. Thought being that will just spread people out a wee bit and give people a chance to get in their sort of rightful positions, if you like. But I think it's a nice
starting to get a little bit tired coming up this hill. But the beauty of it is it's got a lovely belly, lovely inviting fence, so that it should push them back in their hocks.
Yeah.
And they're coming uphill anyway, and it looks like it should jump really, really well. One thing is you've got the road. Some horses might come up, see the road off the hog, distract them from the fence a little bit. So that would be the only challenge you can look at that.
So, I mean, the first three fences are all uphill. So it gets a bit kinder, it flattens out a wee bit. But yeah, the first three fences you are in danger of meeting this a bit long, perhaps.
Yeah.
And getting into the bottom. If you don't
Hopefully, people walk the course and realise that it's quite a stiff start, so hopefully they go a bit slower. It's a good challenging hedge, and it's as they say, if you're meeting it on the angle, it makes it more difficult. But yeah, very exciting.
So, fence 6, a bit different from what you've or what the riders will have accomplished here, got over so far in the race. A bit different. I think this could cause a few upsets.
It's now a different challenge because the first few fences have all been hedges, slightly forgiving, whereas you're going to come down this hill into a completely solid fence. So they're going to have to think about this one, like really get them back in their hocks and make them think about it, because you don't want them thinking that they can brush through this. On a normal day it's not a particularly challenging fence, but when you're in a rhythm in a race and the horse is used to brushing through a few, this one just could cause a few problems. So yeah, they're going to have to really think about this one.
Sit up and give it a bit of a check.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Up the hill from the wall jump. Can't see at the moment, but there'll be a post out there in the field for the riders to go around to line them up nicely for this. You're on the takeoff side. How does it look?
Well, your fence before is a challenging fence. You've got a fair old climb up this hill. So right now horses are starting to get tired. This is probably a breather fence. This is very straightforward, nice set of rails, lovely pole on top, level landing. It's one of them where your horse gets a chance to get his breath back. Nothing too challenging for rider or horse, and they can just take a breather and think about getting home, because I don't know what you've done. You've definitely done a mile and a half so far. You're about halfway.
I would say you're perhaps not quite halfway, but nearly.
Yeah. So you're about to start probably heading downhill. So this is the point where you just try and fill your horse's lungs and think about the rest of the race.
Take the opportunity. Yeah. There's still enough to go. Good. All right. We've got a part A and a part B for this fence, as you can maybe make out through the trees there. On the day, the branches that you can see won't be trimmed off, so there's a little bit of a fight perhaps to get to the second element of this jump, but quite inviting. You've got a lovely view out there that you're aiming for. I suppose you're jumping into the dark a wee bit perhaps. Don't know if that would cause any
I don't think so. I think I just mentioned it fence before, how you'd be just trying to get your horse a breather here.
Yeah.
And this all just plays into that. You've come up the hill, you're coming round here. This is a nice, again, very lovely, inviting, very straightforward fence. I don't think it will matter jumping into there, but certainly there's not a lot of headroom through this gap. So, if there's a few vying for position, the only way you're going to get through this wood is a single file, really, without wiping yourself out in a tree. So they are going to be jostling for position and things like that.
Get your elbows out.
Basically. So that's going to be the challenging part. If you come up to this jump, upsize a few people, there's going to be some elbows out and moving people out of the way going through the middle here.
Here we are at the second element. Traditional bullfinch. It's not too thick. A little bit of a drop, but I think nice inviting fence.
Yeah,
a lovely view in front of you.
Yeah, it's a lovely view. Not that most people will be looking at that, but it makes a lovely picture. But I think you would be hoping that you're coming through these trees single file, so that you can pick your line.
Yeah.
Because if you look, it's much more tricky to jump this line than than it is that side.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, they'll all be aiming to jump it here.
Yeah.
It's a bit smaller.
Yeah.
But as you say, it depends how sensible your horse is as well. If they try and jump the full height of that, you're going to be a fair way up in the air.
Not quite a
And
bit.
the ground runs away from you. So again, if you're meeting it running, you're going to end up in the wheat field away over there as well. So you know, the course goes right-handed.
Yes.
So you don't want to be turning too sharp and ending up upside down. So you are gonna end up running away a little bit. As I say, you will be hoping to be single file coming through here and picking the line. But another challenging.
Up here, and you're coming down to Tiger Trap. Here, a little ditch, and then out over that wall. Pretty solid fences, but nice spacing. Bit of uneven ground.
Yes, it's uneven ground coming down the hill there, so they're not going to be able to gallop flat out when they become steady enough down into this. This looks very inviting, lovely fence. But they aren't, again, they're not going to be wanting to wing over it and then suddenly find a burn they've got to jump. And then, I mean, the wall over there looks fairly solid and fairly upright, so they're going to have to get the back of the horse for that. I will say one thing, the course doesn't get any easier. As you get further into it, you think, oh, hopefully there's going to be some easier fences, but there's no letting up round here. It's really, every fence poses a different problem, and it's really going to be tricky to get round and a very exciting race to watch. This is the second last fence, the end of the race. You're winging down this hill. It's a fair old top.
Yeah.
I mean, you wing this fence, you're landing way out here. Tired horses, the end of nearly 3 miles. This could, you land out on your head. This is where they get tired and the tire falls. So it's going to be really quite testing come the end of this hut race. But a beautiful fence takeoff sign. Let's say it's just a drop. And this is where you're going to probably be going quick. If you've got a few at the front that are trying to win the race, they'll be taking each other on. Flying off down this hill.
How much do you want that prize money? That's the question.
How much do you want it? How much are you willing to risk for it?